Johnson, and when I first started college, I switched my degree so many times. I started with history, I hated that. Started with journalism, hated that. So I was like, hey, I need to figure this out. So I went to communications, and I looked at all these different things I could go into, and crisis management piqued my interest. And so today I want to talk to you guys about crisis management. And what it is it's the threat or potential crisis that can be inflicted on an industry, organization, or a person. And there's three types of threats. Well, there's three basic ones, but there's other ones too that I'm going to be focusing on today. And it's public safety, financial loss, and reputation loss. So have any of you guys seen any of these shows or movies? Scandal, right? They're awesome, right? Okay. So Hancock, what he has to do about crisis management is his image, his overall image. He's making himself look like a total D-bag in front of everyone. And so what the guy wants to do is help him fix his image. And so that's what pretty much the movie is all about. And Scandal pretty much, she helps with political loss and trying to handle that crisis, as well as how to get away from other handles like law crises. So today I want to talk about with public safety is the Apple versus the government crisis. So if you guys don't know about that, it was when when the government was trying to get Apple to release information about this mass shooter that shot a bunch of people in California, and they were trying to get them to release information about what happened before the shooting and what happened after, so they could find this guy. And Apple ended up refusing because they didn't want to give the government a way to permanently get through people's passwords on their phone. So it was a big thing about personal privacy and stuff like that. And the way they handled that is they sent an email to all Apple users letting them know that we're not going to budge on this. You guys are fine. So that's how they handled it. They took the crisis to the public and they let them know that this isn't going to happen. Another one would be financial loss, and biggest one, the stock market crash. This was a while back, of course, but how they did it was sometimes crisis management can lead to change in a good way. And so what ended up happening is if the system drops a certain number of points, trading stops so that the stock market won't crash anymore, and that protects people in a way. The next one would be reputation loss. We all know about the Bill Cosby, Brangelina and them broke up. I'm devastated about that. And the Wells Fargo issue. So Bill Cosby, if you guys didn't know, he was accused by 30 different women of sexual assaulting them. And this is one of those crisis managements that just went, they did not handle it well at all. He didn't come out with a statement fast enough, and they had a decade to plan for this, honestly. Back in 2006, there were already reports of people coming up and saying that he had done these things, and so his team had forever to plan for this. As for Brangelina, when they broke up, Brad, he was accused of abusing some of his children, and neither one of them didn't have crisis management teams. And so he actually had to go out and look for one to come in, help him with his reputation. And as for Wells Fargo, they actually opened up a bunch of new accounts under people that already went through them. And what ended up happening was the CEO didn't come back and he didn't respond fast enough. So then all these other stories about how they were stealing from customers and stuff like that had already broken out. And so with crisis management, it's crucial that you plan ahead. You have to anticipate and you have to prepare for any type of crisis that could come your way. It's also important to record everything, write everything down. It's for your protection and for your company's protection. Also with responses, you have to know the answers. You have to think of any answer that anyone's going to throw, any question that anyone's going to throw towards you. And as for confrontation, just don't ignore the elephant in the room. If you do that, people are going to come to their own conclusions about things. You have to let them know what the facts are. And speed is everything. You have to, if you hear something that's wrong, you have to be out there first and get the right information out there. So that's crisis management. Thanks.